In light of Blake Lively's amended complaint, I just want to point out the fact that Blake Lively has and always will be the real creep. Firstly, she touches her co-stars in such a way that if Justin Baldoni had done it, she 100% would have claimed sexual harassment and included that in her suit. She also does this with the writer Colleen Hoover as well. This appears to be an innocent touch, however. Considering their work relationship, it is a little weird. Imagine doing this with your coworker or your boss. And while I wouldn't personally call this SH, I 100% believe if a man did this, it would be classified as such. The double standards are wild. And while I also don't believe that Blake Lively meant this in any way to be sensual in nature, I also think there is enough evidence to see that she uses things like affection, like compliments, as love bombing and a way to coerce and gain control. These are manipulative touches. But this is only the beginning. This is only where the double standards start. Her and Ryan immediately used inappropriate language. They discussed things like taints. She and Ryan set the standard for this casual atmosphere using potty mouth language and even referred to her own a-hole and using suppositories. When discussing the wardrobe, she used the word sexy, yet condemned him when he did the same thing, matching her energy. She wrote flirty text messages to him like this one when she was talking about the roof scene. She said, "Let me know what you prefer. If you knew me in person longer, you would have a sense of how flirty and yummy the ball busting would play. It's my love language, spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth. And him serving it back to her is just as important." I've seen someone say if Justin had written this message, he would have lost the lawsuit. She referred and deliberately tried to spin his wife's birth as corn, sexualizing even the birth of a child, which was obviously just an attempt to manipulate the narrative and make him seem like a creep when in reality, she's the creep. And I don't want to hear people saying that, oh yeah, she was obviously uncomfortable in the Dailies video where they were doing the slow-mo scene and trying to capture those slow-mo moments. And while I believe she was uncomfortable, I also don't believe that that is Justin Baldoni's fault. This scene has a connotation of intimacy, and by the way, this is the most intimate part of it where he kind of nuzzles her a little bit. I think that at the very least, it is implied that a little bit of intimacy is going to go into that scene. They're supposed to look into each other's eyes. They're supposed to act like they're falling in love. People were having a problem that I had guessed that potentially she caught feelings for him, but that is based on evidence of her own behavior. In many previous roles, especially where she was playing a romantic lead, she did catch feelings for her co-stars and often dated them. And considering the fact that she really doesn't know how to play any other character besides herself, is it possible that that in all those previous roles, she's simply acting on her real romantic feelings and that the same thing happened with Justin Baldoni? I think it is. This would explain both her and her husband's behavior. Her Me Too allegations could very easily be a cover-up for her own feelings, and then Ryan Reynolds' behavior could also be as a result of jealousy. Despite Blake's claims saying that there was not an intimacy coordinator on set until she demanded it, that is completely a lie because we see that an intimacy coordinator was planned out beforehand and she refused to meet them before the filming of production. We have literal text receipts for that. Isabella Ferrer, I think is her name, who played young Lily Bloom, her intimate scenes were filmed before the writer's strike, and she talked about how wonderful her experience was working with an intimacy coordinator and working with Justin Baldoni. This proves that an intimacy coordinator was in fact employed before she demanded that one be available. It was completely a manipulative move on her part and suggests a manipulation with ill intent from the beginning. And as we can see, it is proven at this point that she tried to take over the movie, so it was likely employed as a strategic move to do that. And if you're still trying to tell me that that one scene where they're slow dancing and trying to get those moments of them falling in love is truly inappropriate, then what do you have to say about this? What do you think of this? According to Justin's lawsuit, he actually claims that she was the one who was initiating improv kisses and changing the number of kisses depending on the take, and really truly improving a lot of the intimacy. I think that those clips suggest that she was the one in control, and I actually think that Justin Baldoni looked uncomfortable in those clips. I had someone leave a comment recently about how she's had inappropriate behavior with one of her co stars or something like that in the past with another male actor. And I briefly read that comment and I clicked on the link and I was like, okay, I'll get to this later. I am so kicking myself because I have looked through my comments. I have looked in the search. I have literally just like combed through my comments with a fine tooth comb and I cannot find it anywhere. I'm also pretty sure I clicked on the link to check it out, but I was like, okay, I'll watch this later. I cannot find it in my history for the life of me. So I'm actually wondering if it was scrubbed from the internet. And I am so sorry I didn't jump on that. I absolutely should have. But if that original commenter or if anyone knows what I'm talking about, could you please comment that again and leave the link for me again? Because that looked juicy and I am kicking myself that I was not able to be the first one to report on it because they said that no one was reporting on it yet. So maybe that will just be more proof that Blake Lively is indeed the creep in this situation.